Hello and welcome back to FC26 Spin the Wheel series brought to you by myself, Bevchenko. If you don't know the rules, everything we do is dictated by spinning a wheel. So that could be from how we play the game to if we accept a job opportunity or do we have to sell a player. So check out the description below, all the rules are in there. But first we have a home game against Lille in the Europa League, followed by arguably I would say top of the table clash, but top six table clash with Aston Villa, who currently find themselves in third position and we're in sixth, and it's very, very tight in that table. So let's spin the wheel and see how we have to approach our Europa League game because we need to get some wins. So as Lille make the short trip across from France, we have to make no substitutions all game. It's easy enough. Let's see what damage we can do to the Frenchman. So Nottingham Forest head into this game with Luis Enrique Coutinho starting up front in place of Evan Nilsson. Evan Nilsson got the nod in one of the previous two games due to the wheel saying we could only score headers and volleys. Carvalho actually played in the second game in the victory over Newcastle. But today he will be very happy knowing that he's able to shoot on sight as usual. As Alessandro plays at Haraldson. That's a very, very busy City ground. Great touch by Dan and Doy there. Jed Spence gives it away though, but Malcolm collects. Malcolm down the line, looking for a run from his young 16-year-old Brazilian. It's going to be caught out there as Macau takes over and launches it forward to Haraldson. Plays a nice little ball to Piatek, but Morato wins the ball and then swiftly loses it again. Williams has scored for Athletic. Macau. Felix. Don't seem too fast so far. Mikolenko playing for Lille here after leaving Everton. AZ currently top of the rankings. And Jed Spence with a lovely run. Poor ball by Dan and Doy, but Forest keep hold of the ball. Cuts it back. Coutinho on his left. He should have done better. He's skillful enough to do better with his weak foot. Should have been 1-0. Promising signs for Forest though. Andre to Thiago. Andre lays it forward to Haraldson, who's seen a lot of the ball so far. Elliot Anderson wins the ball. Given away by Malcolm. It's a bit sloppy from Forest. Piatek. Andre. Long ball over the top to Mbappe. It's a great ball, in fact, to Mbappe. There's no one there on that left-hand side for Forest. As the ball comes in and Piatek scores 1-0. It's Felix, actually, who killed it around Moussa Niakate and Matt Sells into the corner for his second goal of the league season. Forest with it all to do. Coutinho starts the game. Ryan Yates gives it to Dan and Doy. Waiting for Jed Spence to make a run. And there we go. Jed Spence does make a run. Forest need to make tracks now, and they do. Lovely ball through to Coutinho. Ooh, gets it through to Malcolm. And a leg just gets sticking out there to take it off him. Is that a throw in? Yep, Felix can't keep it in. Quick throw from Forest. It was a strange throw in, to be honest, as Coutinho chases it down. Long ball forward. Won by Piatek to the goal scorer, Felix. Macau. Lovely 1-2. Felix down the line again. Dan and Doy wins it. Forest just can't get hold of this ball in midfield. Moussa Niakate is having to commit himself, leaving numbers open. Ryan Yates gives it away again. Forest giving the ball away. Should have been 2. A great save from Matt Sells. Forest need to switch on here, and they're not doing so far. As Matt Sells quickly and comfortably takes that one in his stride. Dan and Doy down the line. Looking for a through ball. He gets that through ball, does Malcolm. Cuts inside, looking for Carvalho. He shoots and he blasts it wide and high. 16-year-old looking frustrated with himself there. Just a bit too wide of an angle there, I think, for him. Andre. Harlandson to Macau. Macau's also playing really well in this game along with Haraldson. Haraldson just wants to drive that ball forward. Jed Spence chasing it. Felix comes forward to Macau. Well won again by Forrest as Dan and Doy. He uses his strength and his pace. Malcolm's busting a gut to make a run here, and he makes that great run, and there should be half a chance for Forrest here if he can get the shot away, and he can't as Oza collects it. Just took it a bit too far, but he wants to make certain. Probably should have shot sooner than he did intend to. Carvalho. I don't know where Malcolm's trips himself out. Did Carvalho just pass it to himself then? 1-0 at half-time, and Forest are trailing at the City Ground to Lille. If we want to win this tournament, if we want to meet our objectives set by Evangelos Marinakis, we need to be winning these types of games. We've got a good opportunity. The wheel has only told us that we can't make substitutions, which is one of the favourable options of the wheel. Ball comes in from Malcolm. Free header for Jed Spence and cleared away by Alessandro. Header as Mbappe jumps up for that one with Mauro Jr. Malcolm cuts inside, dinks a little ball over the top. Carvalho's waiting. Cleared by Alessandro. Piatek brings it forward. Looks to drive it. Andre. Lovely ball to Mbappe. Seeing a lot of the ball this second half is Mbappe. Nice little turn from the Frenchman. Lovely ball to Mbappe once more. There's Mauro Jr. though. Keeps him in his back pocket. Fofana to Malcolm. Lovely ball to Elliot Anderson. There's a driving ball forward to Coutinho. He's onside. Referee says, oh, he's blocked by Thiago. Haraldson to Felix. It's the only problem with Coutinho at the moment. He's got all the ability with his 60 rating, but he does not have any pace. Felix brings it forward. Carrera. To Mikolenko again. Ryan Yates intercepts. Plays a nice ball to Coutinho. He's looking for that runner. He gets that runner in Dan and Doy as he brings himself forward. There's no one else in the box. It's 1 versus 4. He's going to take it on himself. He does. And Urza saves. Corner to Nottingham Forest. Elliot Anderson this time. Jed Spence with the header. Goes out for a goal kick. Goes out for another corner, in fact. Same ball again. Better luck this time, but over the bar by Jed Spence. Forest do not have people who can head a ball. I'll start moving Morato into that position. At least he has scored this season with his head. In the previous game against Newcastle. Haraldson to Macau. Mikolenko again. Forest running out of time. 20 minutes to go to salvage something from this game. They don't deserve to lose it, that's for certain. But have they done enough to even draw, never mind win? Fofana looking to play a ball. They need that runner. There is no runner. Coutinho lays it to Ryan Yates. Puts a ball forward to Malcolm. Malcolm shoots straight at Urza. Long ball forward. Fofana caught out position as Mbappe brings it forward. Fofana gets back to where he needs to be, but Harrelson takes it inside. Fofana shoved off the ball there. Jed Spence wins the ball. Moussa Niakate plays it to Dan and Doy. Forest getting tired now. This is where the no substitution rule takes effect. Forest haven't even got a goal to their name yet, so it's going to make things even harder because we are having to use this sprint button to close these guys down. Macau to Haraldson. Piatek. Jed Spence out of position here. Haraldson is through. Haraldson's through here. Plays it out wide. Should have had a shot. But Piatek will have a shot. No, he won't. That would have been a great goal by Mbappe. Unbelievable play by Lille. 9 minutes ago. You would say this could be the last chance for Forest. And they've got plenty of defenders to get past. As Lille put 6-7 in the box. It's a bad ball. Piatek picks it up. 5 minutes ago. If Forest don't get it back now, it's game over. A defeat to Lille would not be great. These are the games we need to be getting something from if we want to win this tournament. Ryan Yates doesn't need this ball. Dan Doy does though. 88 played. He's looking for support. He's not got it and he loses the ball. Fernandez Pardo brings it forward, and you would say Forest have now wasted their final opportunity as Mikolenko makes that clearance. And there it is, 1-0 to Lille. Defeat in the Europa League for Nottingham Forest. And things do not get easier as we play third place Aston Villa in the Premier League. How do we have to approach this game? So the wheel says for the visit of Aston Villa that we must promote another youth player and play him. Let's have a look who could make their name and etch it in history. Can anyone follow Luis Enrique Coutinho? No one has done it so far. 14-year-olds have the best potential in our youth academy, but we obviously can't play those guys. I feel like we're going to have to give young Scott Fawn an opportunity in central attacking midfield. So 65 rated Scott Fawn replaces Malcolm in the starting lineup. Malcolm has been absolutely pivotal in our European charge this season. We kick off at a rainy city ground. It's not the ideal game to be messing about bringing in youngsters when we need to be winning these games. Defeat against Lille last time out. Can we do better this time? As Dan Doy gives the ball away. Yuri Tillmans out wide to Illing Jr. Throw in, Dan Doy gives it to the youngster who's beaten in the air by Bogart. Welcome to the Premier League, Scott Fawn. And there he is, first touch for Scott Fawn. Plays it to Anderson. Out to Fofana. And he looks for Scott Fawn again. Scott Fawn could have an assist here. And he does. As Elliot Anderson drives it in and it's 1-0. Assist from the youth player, Scott Fawn. The Geordie Maradona celebrates with his third goal of the Premier League season, with Coutinho jumping on his back. 8 minutes played in a rainy East Midlands, and Forest find themselves in front. As Mao Jr. charging forward, doing well there. And here's another opportunity. Torrenda by Coutinho there. But well held by the world-class Emi Martinez. Bogard. To Kamara. Illing Jr. Be a big win if Forest can get this one as a result. It's a great start on his debut for Scott Fawn. That's ball by Jed Spence, but Coutinho was never going to make that one. It draws Dan Doy out of position. He's going to have to be fast to get back, and he does. Illing Jr. has put that ball out of play 4 times so far, which is quite interesting. Jed Spence down the byline. He's got 0 spots. Somehow the ball's gone out there. I'm going to say that was close. I'd like to see that from a VAR position. Great ball. Jed Spence looking for support. He gets it in Coutinho. Coutinho tries to dance past Sace, but the former Wolves man is quick enough and alert enough to stop Coutinho in his tracks. Martson to Yuri Tillman, the former Leicester player. Surprised he's not getting booed every time he touches the ball. Obviously Leicester rivals of Nottingham Forest. Oh, and their whistle's been blown there for a free kick for Aston Villa as Forest started a counter-attack. Musa Niakate gives it to Coutinho, who gives it to Fofana, who pings a ball over, and young Scott Fawn could find himself through. But Sabe is quicker than the youngster. Bogard. No relation to Winston. Tillmans. Bogard again. Illing Jr. Lovely play. An inception by Mauro Jr. It's been a solid acquisition as Mauro Jr. And he's going to be a solid player down that wing until it gets put out play by Fofana. Gassond plays it to Sabe. Plays it back. Kamara. Forest will be happy to keep the ball in this half. Sabe Gives it to Gasson again. Knocks it too far. Fofana picks it up. Forest looking to reset. Maro Jr. to Niakate. Plays it along the back line. Intercepted by Iling Jr. from Morato's long range pass. And he was looking for Dan and Doy. Gotta be careful here. Yuri Tielemans. No real established striker up top. Oh, there he is. It's Ollie Watkins. Didn't even realise he was playing. This is his first touch of the game. Ball through to Scott Fawn, but he's not going to get that. Sage uses his strength to muscle Fawn away from the danger. Iling Jr. Good running by Scott Fawn, but it's nothing special. It's not a debut to remember so far, although he has got an assist. So can't be too picky on him. He's won that one. That's what we want to see from him, and he could put Luis Enrique Coutinho through for another goal. And he does. Scott Fawn on his debut, 2 assists. As the young Brazilian stud continues that fine form with his 4th goal in the Premier League. Scott Fawn's absolutely shattered already. I can't blame him with his 2 assists in the half. I've done a lot of running as Scott Fawn. See if we can get him to half-time at least. Kamara. And there is the half. Perfect first half for Nottingham Forest. And we make no changes for the second half as Aston Villa get the game underway once more. Says to Kamara. Iling Jr. Martin. Iling Jr. Oh, lovely block by Elliot Anderson. Alan Hansen once said, you can't win anything with kids. Maybe this is the year for Nottingham Forest to actually win something with kids. The ball comes in. Flapped by Sells. Fofana. Strength by Fofana. That takes him away. Could be an opportunity if Coutinho can get some pace going. No, he's not going to be able to. He's not fast enough for that. As the ball bounces back and Kamara picks it up. Iling Jr. now taking a more central role at the moment. Forest next up against Ange Postecoglou's former team, Tottenham Hotspur, at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. So, be some homecoming for Ange if we can get a win. As Elliot Anderson wins that ball. Lovely ball by Coutinho. As Scott Fawn finds himself through. Almost through on goal. Sace once again using his pace and strength to pick that ball up. It's looking promising for Scott Fawn this season. Could spell the end for Morgan Gibbs-White. Aston Villa don't get it any easier as they've got a clash against Liverpool, who've had a poor start to the season. Iling Jr. lovely play. Blocked by Ryan Yates. Does the dirty work well. There it is for Fofana using his pace. He wants Coutinho to make a run, and he does. Is he onside? Is the referee said offside? That must have been very, very close. And here comes Malcolm on for Scott Fawn, who's had a great debut. Iling Jr. also comes off for Aston Villa and is replaced by Mendoza. Matson, former Chelsea player. Tielemans to Ollie Watkins, who's done absolutely nothing today. Gassond. Blocked. As Murato, Ollie Watkins is on the floor with Moussa Niakate, who looks injured. Hopefully he gets up. Ball through to Coutinho, another tight one, but the ref says play on this time. Goes, opened up, and Tyrone Mings gets in the way there to block it for a corner. Niakate is injured, which is not good for Nottingham Forest. Probably the first injury of the season for Forest after 13 games, which is good. And he's offside, is Gassond. Fofana is coming off for Carlton Odoi. And strangely, we've not been told to make that substitution for Niakate, and as per our rules, we only make the recommended changes. So we have to be very careful. Might even have to put him in midfield or something just to make sure we're not too far off the pace. Ball goes out there. Mauro Jr. to Calum Hudson-Odoi. Gives it to Morato. Plays it to Elliot Anderson. Nice little ball to Mauro Jr. who has overlapped Calum Hudson-Odoi. Lovely cross for Coutinho. No power in that header as it flies wide to Martson. 7 minutes remain for Forest. Still 2-0 up. And no opportunities conceded. Never mind goals. They've been absolutely fantastic today, Forest. After the poor showing against Lille. Here's an opportunity. Martson down the line. Draws Moussa Niakate across, who clears the ball. And still, we've not had that recommended transfer substitution. Malcolm wins it. Dan and Dye will use his pace now. Crossfield ball. Flicked on by Coutinho to Malcolm. He's looking for that ball and he's got a lovely ball through. This could be a great goal if Forest score here. Cuts it back. There's no one there. He couldn't take the shot on. Malcolm's going to have a crack. Left foot. Oh! Some power from the Brazilian. This should be the last chance of the game. Can Forest make the most of it? No, they can't. As the referee blows his whistle. 2-0 to Nottingham Forest. Where does that leave them in the table? So that win moves Nottingham Forest up to 3rd position. Manchester City still lead the way and haven't lost a game yet on 29 points. Forest in 3rd on 25, which is joint 2nd technically. They've only scored 15 goals this season, which is half of what Manchester City have scored. But more importantly, they've only conceded 7. And have a quick look at the top scorers for those that are interested. Ollie Watkins, he didn't even get a sniff against us in that game. He's currently on 10 goals. In assists, Carrasco currently leads the way with 5. And with clean sheets, as you'd expect, Matt Sells along with Gianluigi Donnarumma. If you've enjoyed today's episode, please hit that subscribe button as we continue our journey of Season 2 Spin the Wheel series. Also, I would really appreciate it if you leave a comment or hit that like button on the video. Until next time, cheers.